Do your own research and due diligence before investing in any company. The information I provide is in no way or manner a professional suggestion to purchase shares in any publicly traded company. I am not licensed to provide financial advice, and this should be considered entertainment. These stock profiles are intended to be trading ideas, a starting point for research. Any individual who chooses to invest in any securities should do so with caution. Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk. You may lose some or all the money that is invested. Always research your own investments and consider consulting with a registered investment advisor or a licensed stockbroker before investing.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sal in the building, man. Shout out to everybody who is watching the show right now, already in the chat room. Got a couple people who are dipped in real quick. What's going on, guys? I know a lot of people are watching the NBA draft, including me. Trading Jedi, Monkman, Lundell Carter, Mr. JRH. People slowly coming into the building. Jeff Thayer, what's going on, everybody? We are in the building today to figure out what's going on with the Nasdaq, NYSE, the OTC beat, and figure out what's going to be the stock that can make us some extra cash. What's going to make us some good money here, ladies and gentlemen. And for those of you guys who were in the Discord room with us earlier today, we talked about DRYS and how DRYS had reverse split. DRYS had reverse split today, opened up for trading, and got killed. I mean, it just got annihilated. And if you tried to short, you actually were able to get shares. But what they would do is they call your shares after like 20-30 minutes. Now, if you had those really good brokers like a Speed Trader or something like that, Centennial Point for you rich guys, you were able to hold on to them. But anything else, Sure Trader or anything like that, they called your shares back out. I mean, you were barely able to hold on to them for an hour because I guess the person you were borrowing them from turned around and sold them ASAP. All right, not a lot of people bought and held, unfortunately. Speaker Knocker, you said, would I like to call in the show and talk Bitcoin? Sure. Do you wanna do that tomorrow? I've been trying to have somebody call up and talk Bitcoin. You know, but a lot of people, you know, you'd be surprised. A guy who has a Bitcoin channel is like, you know, in private, I don't know. I don't really know much about it. I'm like, dude, you got a whole channel about Bitcoin. You know, so you just more excited about the opportunity. You don't really necessarily know about the opportunity. But yeah, Speaker Knocker, if you want to, again, email me happypennystocks@gmail.com or hit my Twitter, free stock pick. And I can set up a time for you to call in, like, you know, on my guest. And, you know, I'll just let you have it, bro. I mean, just whatever you want to talk about, I'll bounce questions off you and we'll get feedback from the chat room and discuss what's hot, man. Yes, indeed. I'd love to have you on. Looks like I think this is Anthony, 251. What's up, man?
What's going on, sir?
Hey, Anthony. What's up with the call?
Man, nothing much, man. I was looking at DRYS today. I was the one tweeting out to you about DRYS.
Yeah.
And AMD.
Yeah. Now, AMD, I know AMD is running because AMD is the preferred, what's it called, graphics card for cryptocurrency mining. So you can go on YouTube and a lot of these other video websites and you'll literally see guys at computer stores with 30, 40, you know, graphics cards from AMD, and they're buying them at one time. And these guys are all in about getting their rigs or their computer systems set up to become Bitcoin or Ethereum or Ethereum or whatever you say that, miners. So they are using AMD graphics card in order to accomplish this. So I guess investors are loving the idea of AMD probably going to be having a great quarter when that ever comes.
Oh yeah, because it's been ran for what, 3-4 days now?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, they've been tearing it up, and again, that's been the primary reason, is because of cryptocurrency and what's being put out there right now in the investor sphere is just, you know, guys with, again, pictures of, you know, dozens of graphics cards, all from AMD. They don't want to. They're not using NVIDIA. They're not using any. They are using specifically AMD cards.
Gotcha. And hey, man, I'm gonna tell you, I like that show Friday night, man. I listened to it, and African and Portland and Bats, boy, they long-winded.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they got a lot of information to give out, and like I said, when everybody calls up, I mean, I'm more than happy to give you, you know, the time to express yourself, because a lot of times we don't get that opportunity at other, you know, at all the call-in shows. I mean, other call-in shows. So. I've always been the type of guy who's like, if you call on my show, I'm going to let you, you know, go ahead and say what you got to say.
Okay. Hey, do me one favor too, Sam. Put on a damn shirt.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
All right, later.
Yes, indeed, man. I'm at the house, man. I'm at the house, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sitting here. I'm watching the NBA draft. Lonzo Ball just got drafted to the Los Angeles Lakers almost an hour ago now. So hey, I'm at the club. I'm at the crib chilling, man. I'm at the crib chilling. Yes, indeed. You should look into trading crypto. Well, I mean, did you see what happened with Ethereum today? I mean, what was that? Yesterday. Excuse me. That was yesterday. If you were trading ETH, until somebody calls up and fix how to say it properly, if you were trading that, you lost everything yesterday. Did you see that? You lost everything. Look, I mean, you can look it up. Let me find that. Let me show you guys here on the chart. 646. I'm gonna let you call up in just a second here. Let's go look at ETH USD. All right, let's look at the chart. This was yesterday. All right, ETH went, this was about 3 o'clock, right? It went from $330 to about $15. If you were on margin yesterday in ETH, you lost everything. You lost everything. For those of you guys who follow StockTwits, if you guys follow, you know, the ETH $ETH on Twitter, you know, you're in the chat rooms talking about crypto, you know what happened yesterday. That's why I have a big fear about cryptocurrency. They called it the ETH flash crash. Well, I mean, I don't care what it was. The fact of the matter is, if you were on margin, you got wiped out. It hit your stop loss. You got cashed out, and that was it. Now, if you were the lucky person who got the order in at $15, you turned, you know, well, almost $10,000 into a couple million instantly in practically less than a minute. But again, as I just said, if you were the poor fellow who had a decent little trade, you were using margin, you got wiped out. You have nothing, zero. Everything you had is gone. Because if you're a broker, like any other broker in the world, you get to a certain point in your account behind, all right, they'll force cover you or force buy-in, whatever you want to say, and it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You know? So that's always the fear, man. That's a big fear of, you know, guys who go long too, guys who are going long and you're using margin, especially those guys on SureTrader, you know, using that 6-to-1 and whatever. Shit, a flash crash happens, you're wiped out. You're done. You're on that 5-to-1, that 4-to-1, that 6-to-1. You know, you got $1,000. You got a $6,000 position. You know, it's game over for you. Game over for you. You know, that's you right there. Yes, indeed. Ryan Real said all cash, never margin. That's true. That's true. All cash, never margin is the way to go. But, you know, if you got a stop loss, 9 times out of 10 that hits that too. 646, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, it's Ken from New York. How's it going?
Hey, Ken, what's going on with you?
Remember our old friend, and I made that 400% on the ICLD, and I didn't notice the damn thing ran today.
Yeah,
ICLD.
Yeah, I did see ICLD was on the OTC heat chart today. What's going on over there with IC?
I don't know.
ICLD?
I don't know. I just saw the chart. I'm trying to figure it out. Remember they were going to do I don't know what they were going to do. It was something. Then they diluted the float, and that's why it crashed on March 14th.
I don't see any news either.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know.
I mean, that's OTCs for you, but okay, somebody must have sent something out there because you definitely got the heat today. Especially look at that volume coming into the to the close too. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay.
It's interesting. Two more I want to go over with you. The DOLV, the LAT systems, it had a nice follow through today. Now this whole big meeting, the Chinese meeting, Friday night and Saturday, about the company is going to take place. And my concern is that it could be a sell off on the news because if they don't get that ticker symbol change they're supposed to get any day now. And this meeting in China, they're going to have all these government officials there. Who the hell knows? But the chart looks good.
Yeah, on DOLV, you had the gap up open today, and I mean, I'm looking at the candlestick, and it practically looks like a hammer. So I mean, they actually bought those lower prices up. You closed damn near at the high of the day, 0.045. High was 0.050. So. Just off the high of the day. So, I mean, obviously investors are looking forward to whatever that news is going to drop about them changing that. But, I mean, we're talking about an action here that's, almost 3-4 months in the works. I mean, it doesn't take that long for them to just put in a file and say, hey, we're going to change our name. So, and
I know.
Last time I checked, I don't believe it cost anything but filing fees. So, why this action has been delayed, I don't know, but if it comes, I'm sure that could bring in some volume.
I always think of the lesson that you warned us about with AMLH. Don't drink the Kool-Aid and fall in love with this crap.
Oh yeah,
6.5 cents. And I mean, if I don't sell this half position between tomorrow's close, I'm an idiot because you never know what can happen.
Yeah.
So yes, I will remember that tomorrow. One more, the BVTK. What do you think?
All right.
BVTK,
yeah, BVTK. Yeah, Brave Tech. I mean, I'm looking at the chart. Stay in. I mean, you're getting, those higher lows that you need to, continue to believe in the stock. Volume is still staying consistent. You haven't had a crazy day, so you don't have too many quote unquote day traders coming in here. You're still at a good, 300,000 shares daily. So. I think you got to be scared if one day you get all of a sudden 1 million shares show up through 2, 3, 4, 5 million. I think that you kind of step back when you get that. But so far so good, man. I mean, continue to stay in there because it's looking good.
It really is. Did you mention on the show, one more thing, it's amazing how this market works. You notice the IBB on Monday, it finally broke above 300. Look at that move in the IBB in the last 3 days. People made 1,000% on those calls this week. It's just amazing how that hedge fund money just swashes.
Oh, it's absolutely insane. What's that ticker one more time?
Sure. Ice Boy Boy.
Ice I Boy?
I'm sorry, IBB. Bitch boy.
Okay, hold on. ICBB, is that right?
No, just IBB. IBB.
IBB. Okay, let me see here. iShares, Nasdaq, Biotech. Yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, wow. You're a little hot on the the RSI, but I mean, look at that though. You're absolutely right. I mean, you whoa, man.
It just wow. I mean, and it's like it's a what is it? A 2-year breakout because it's been in the channel forever.
Let me see here. Yeah, this is all right. This is pretty insane. I'm going back. Let's pull up the 5-year. Okay. So yeah, it's been some time. I mean, obviously it's seen higher prices, but yeah, not bad, man. Not bad.
No, the sister, the 3X sister, is LABU. That's the 3X Biotech fund. Take a look at that. You could have made yourself like 50% in the last 3 days just trading that.
Okay.
Those leveraged ETFs they're good to use when you see a change.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Ken, I didn't even know you played options. But yeah, these have been killers.
I know.
These have been killers over the last couple of days. $320 share price. Okay, so I mean, what are the calls going for in something like this? So it should be maybe $1 or $2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because they're
and they have weekly calls on these things, monthly calls.
Okay, and the volume's pretty good on them.
It's okay. I mean, this week they are. Otherwise, the volume could be like 100, 200, not thousands. It's
sure.
Not like the volume of the QQQs.
Or the, right, of course.
It's interesting. You know, see, a small bet, a $50 bet is worth $500.
Yeah.
Playing those options. If you saw the money, the sector change. It's interesting.
Yeah, beautiful looking chart. I'm looking at the 5-minute here on IBB. I mean, that's a beautiful looking chart here.
It is, and it gives you, okay, start looking at the biotech, the baby stocks in the biotech sector. Maybe there's some good ones to play.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call.
Yeah, enjoy your day. Take care.
Thank you. So shout out to Ken for the call. I didn't even know he played options like that. I mean, he always calls up about OTCs, so I'm thinking that's all he plays, or OTCs, making a killing on those percentage moves. But come to find out, he also plays options. It's so funny because I actually bought some options on HOS, and that move on HOS, that's kind of like an overbought situation there. Company loaded with a lot of toxic debt. Still has some options available. Definitely nowhere near liquid. So I'm actually going to follow through and buy the shares on this end. Because I don't see anyone, buying those options when it comes due. Somebody bringing up USRM. Let me see here. Up 37%. You guys remember USRM had gotten killed. In fact, Alex Montez reached out to me and he said, "Man, what's going on with USRM? What's going on with USRM?" I mean, it kind of fell off the roof there, and it had been pretty consistent, had strong support at about 7 cents a share, and all of a sudden you had that, just horrible gap down open on the 20th. But sure enough, today it tried to fill the gap and closed near the high, up 37% today on a lot of dip buying, and still, as you can see there on the RSI, severely oversold. So you had some bargain shoppers today on USRM, and I mean that would have been a smart thing to do. I mean, it's a stock that has great volume, oversold situation. You buy that. You absolutely buy that. SDRL, and you don't buy and hold it. I mean, you just play the oversold situation. So I don't want to get anybody confused. You buy that, it goes up 37%, you continue to hold. I mean, you can just simply buy the oversold situation. When the profit comes in, you out and move on to something else. SDRL Seadrill, 46 cents a share. I mean, oil and gas, it's just been a horrible business to be in. If you follow the commodity, you saw that oil actually touched $42 a barrel, a 10-month low yesterday. So, oil is just the last thing you want to be in right now. Where is the low when we talking about, the per barrel price? Where are the lows? Is it $37, $33? I mean, what is it going to be? You know, everybody said that the low was $45. Now we're at 43. I don't. Let me check where are we at right now. You know, and this is a situation where we're going into the busiest driving season of the year. But I, you know, told you guys that it's not, has nothing to do with any of those reasons, but a lot to do with the instability in the Middle East. Crude is at 42.87, 42.87. So we're still, you know, $42 a gallon for crude. And let me tell you guys something right now. These companies like Seadrill, companies like HOS, companies like, you know, ZN. Is it ZN? Yeah, ZN, I believe. Zion Oil. You know, companies like that that are running, you know, on huge divergences right now. You know, this is just something that's being pumped right now. This is going to collapse anytime soon here. You know, but these are, you know, they cannot survive at these prices, you know. With oil at these prices, they just cannot survive. DCTH, really tough last 2 days. Today wasn't really good. Yesterday wasn't really good in DCTH. You know, I still don't think it's game over. We talked to Africa Emporium on Tuesday about it. I still don't think it's over. I mean, I still don't think it's over. We got to a low of, you know, 18 cents today, but you know, it got bought up. In fact, if we look at the 5-minute chart today, you'll see the support that I outlined. As you can see here, here's the 5-minute over the last 3 days. Here's yesterday, here's today's action. And, you know, we did drop to that 18.1846 price. And that was a buy signal. You know, you saw it as support in the previous day's chart, and that's where you would have, you know, definitely wanted to jump into that stock. But let me tell you right now, if you get below that 0.1846, I think you're talking about a real danger zone up there, or down there rather. So hopefully this stock breaks back above 24 and you can get to winning again. But DCTH still maintaining, still got an insane amount of volume. I mean, still putting up stupid volume. You know, still putting up stupid volume. So I don't think it's game over for the smart trader. I think you're going to get a retest eventually. You know, you're just going to have to play this one real smart. What's going on, Cali girl? See stock out in the audience talking about DPMI or DMPI. All right, so here you had the gap up opening, it spiked, and then now flagging right. We'll see what happens with this. Delmar Pharmaceuticals. On some news here on Institutional Review Board approval for a phase 3 clinical trial. So they're going to get started with that. Biotech has been hot, as we just had Ken call up. Biotechs have been hot right now. Absolutely. Everybody's kind of forgotten about ADMP. We talked about ADMP, you know, last week on their incredible, you know, myelin EpiPen replacement, or generic version, whatever you want to call it, their version of it. And I'm telling you guys right now, this is going to be a stock that you're going to see, you know, a month, 2 months from now at, you know, $6.50, at $7. That's just almost guaranteed. So if you're losing on your day trades, you know a little bit about swing trading, I would just drop my money here, honestly. I would just drop my money here. The day traders, for the most part, are gone out of this. And you saw the sell-off. You've got really good support. Love that candlestick with today's action, up 7%. So, you know, ADMP is going to eventually test that $6, $6.20, and you're busting out of that. You're busting out of that. Just going to have to be a little bit patient on it. But, you know, if you're losing in the day trading space, I mean, it's easy $7, easy $7. And I'm not just saying it to say it. I got my folks in there too. I got a decent position with my folks' money in there. All right. Let me see here. Looking at gold and silver. I saw that move with gold today. You know, it's still a stock that over the last 30 days, excuse me, a commodity over the last 30 days has been selling off. We're down to now on gold. Let me see here. Gold, we're at 1251. So I'm still watching all the commodities. Gold hasn't been so great these last 30 days. Back on June 6th, we were at the high of 1296. As I said, we're now at 1251. So I'm watching gold very carefully. LODE. LODE, Comstock Mining. I don't know much about this one. But on Tuesday, if you guys remember, we talked about how, because of the excitement of DCTH, you've got to be looking at all of those stocks under 50 cents. I mean, all of them have to be looked at, especially if you go to just FinViz and just pull up the cheapest, tickers out there. And if you notice carefully, the one that was right under DCTH was ANY. And ANY had an incredible day today. And the news helped. The cheap price helped. And it was an incredible stock to buy right now. Are we going to have another day in it? I don't know. But that was really the stock to be in the morning. You had a strong move. The pullback. I mean, just classic, morning run, pullback, buy the dump. And you had a great opportunity to sell at a retest of the morning high. And, even if you didn't, you rode it back down, you still ended up breaking up the morning high and setting a new one. Nice trade, ANY. Up 58% for the day, 9 cents a share. Yeah, that acted like an OTC today. So the guys who got burned on DCTH, they ran to ANY and bought that news. And that's what DCTH needs probably right now is some good news. It's probably some good news. What's going on, Hell Yunki? Felix, what's up? I saw, you see here, Trading Jedi with AVGR. AVGR, Medical Imaging Systems Company, up 4%. All right, the volume, all right, 700,000 shares. Let me see here. All right, so definitely something that's kind of working its way under. Let me see. Obviously, we're I don't have to put the 50 or the 200 to let you guys know that it's definitely below the 50 and the 200. And it's been sold off pretty aggressively here. The RSI is below 50. I thought you'd see a lower RSI here. Man, that would have been a great buy here at those, at that 18, 19 on the RSI there. Back in the month of May, because you had a nice little rally. What was that, May 30th to June 1st. So it's working its way higher. But I think right now, if you're not careful, you might be buying a little bit high. So I'll wait for a strong, push above that 55-cent price that it created back on May 31st. I'll wait for a break in that, or I'll pull back to that, that support at 37 cents. Because I think right now you're kind of in the middle, and you got too much risk. All right, let me see here. Let me pull up some of these OTCs today. Somebody was talking about USEI, Jiggity Imports, USEI. Look, I'm still in it, man. I still got a little position in it on USEI. Like I said, these are all lottery tickets. Your name might get called here and there. You had somebody come in and buy some shares. Up 22%. That's just going to happen. It looks like that could have been just a couple buyers loading up. Who's to say that's the beginning of anything? Another one that I did see start getting some attention today was DTII. If you follow me on Twitter, you know DTII was another stock that was, at one time a 000 stock that ran to as high as 3 cents a share. In fact, this stock went, I think it went up to 3,000% in about 2.5 weeks. And we talked about how, $1,000 investment turned into almost 40 grand. It was insane. It was 2 weeks of just insanity in DTII. So nice little pop today in that stock. Just a one-day situation. I can't promise you that it'll follow through with another day, but again, a nice, incredible jump on DTII today, defense technology stock. 772, what's up?
What's happening?
Hey, Trading Jedi, what's up with you, bro?
No, man, the treasure hunter, man.
Oh, treasure hunter, what's up, man? So my bad.
Yeah, man. Nah, I'm good. And sitting back here watching your show, man. Doing the usual. Let me see. Today's swing. I hopped into IMUC. No. IMU. Yeah, IMUC.
IMUC. Now, IMUC, this is a stock that reverse split a while back. I remember watching IMUC with Mr. Lloyd when they were at 7-8 cents a share. The stock split went, I think it came out at about $3-4, got 8 and a lot, and now we're back here below $1. What do you like about this here?
It's just a little daily swing.
Okay.
But that was just that one was all right. But the one I really liked was NM. I did pretty good on him.
Okay, NM, Maritime Solutions. Okay. All right, and this is another one of those stocks that kind of fits in with the DRYS, TOPS, BCIX kind of shipping plays, but this one actually forms a little bit better. It actually does kind of get on a little bit of a tear sometimes, where you'll get multiple day gains if you can time it right. Not bad.
So, yeah. So you gotta watch out for them tomorrow, because tomorrow's Friday. Everybody's gonna be catching out for some beer, probably a little smoke. But which one I should have hopped into that I was watching it climb all day long? Well, ARS. I mean, I should have jumped in that bad boy also.
Yeah, AMRS was another one that was, pretty quiet, but the volume really didn't, right. The volume was like, but at the end of the day, I mean, everybody who was getting into the stock was a buyer. So, AMRS was just tearing it up. But, I saw it at about noon, 1 o'clock. I'm like, okay. I was like at noon, 1 o'clock, and the volume was at like 200,000 shares. So I was like, I don't know. I mean,
I was the same way. I'm like, it's gonna
somebody can come in and just unload, 100,000 shares, and it's game over for the whole day. So, but no, I mean, it continued to have people come in and buyers. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if those guys are gonna be multiple day, but those my daily swing made nice little chunk on them. Yeah. Probably going heavy next week kind of thing.
Yeah, this was just another situation where you had guys who playing that oversold situation, and it just it was just a perfect time. I mean, this is a stock that was oversold for quite a while.
Just load it up. Yeah. I'm sharing with you guys, just watch them tomorrow. If you make a couple of dollars, hundreds, grands, whatever, South Show done it.
There it is. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
Yep. Wish everybody the best. All right, so keep up the good work, bro.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Treasure Hunter, for the call. Appreciate that for the call. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you to all my callers so far. Good tickers so far. Let me see here. We had this Chinese stock run today. What was that? XHUA. Never heard of that one before. That one looks like probably was just a email pump. I have seen DEWM before. That one's really interesting. I saw that move today as well. Incredible buying in DEWM. That one had over 400 trades, over 470 trades, by the way, in it. So obviously you had some real interest in that stock today. So here's another one that's just really broken out of some incredible tops here. And let's see. We'll see what happens with DEWM. But here's another stock that was, you know, at 0010, now at 0066. And you're up over 600% in a matter of 3.5 weeks. Earl Shipley, TRXC. TRXC Transcentrics. Medical equipment and supplies company. Don't know much about this one. I see a gap down here. I'm not sure if I figure out what happened there, but here was another situation where a stock got real beat up. All right, and looking to finally get an opportunity to break out. I think that's if you can get in after that 87-cent break, where you start getting in between the gap, I think you can, you know, really do some good on this one. You got to be careful here at 75 cents of getting in too early, because you very well could come back down. As you see, RSI is at 68, so which isn't too bad. I mean, which isn't too bad. You know, some people might say, "Hey, well, it's not 70, so we still got a chance." But I think you're going in a little bit hot. You know, wait for a bit of a sell-off, and you know, play it that way. Africa Emporium Mac, yeah, shout out to all the Mac traders. I actually sold my position in Mac today. I think probably getting out a little bit early, but Mac is a ticker that I had put out on Sunday night for you guys to jump on my Twitter account. Here's another one, you know, oversold situation. I love the candlestick from last Friday, spinning top candlestick. You know, that's just beautiful entry, because that's how it's supposed to work. You know, you look at the candlestick on the daily chart, you're saying, okay, well, the selling is over. I think you're going to have a confirmation of buying in the stock on Monday. Sure enough, it happened, and you know, you've gotten confirmation of that new bullish momentum and the beginning of a new trend ever since. With today's 11% gain on, you know, no news, that just, you know, does everything it needs to do to confirm that Mac is going in a different direction. And you're still, you know, below 50 on the RSI. You're just now climbing out of the oversold. You're at 32. Is there more to come? You know, who knows? But I know that, you know, you really wanted to get in when you saw that spinning top candlestick on a bearish momentum. Yes, indeed. HUSA. HUSA. Shout out to Nick from Bull Trend Finder. He called up a couple of days ago, talked about HUSA. That was last Thursday, if I'm correct. And I didn't like the stock just because I thought they were full of crap. Last 2 days have been pretty good. You know, last 2 days have been pretty good. You were, let me see here, you were at, 54 cents a share on Tuesday. You're at 60 now, so I mean, making a little bit of money there. 500,000 shares traded today. Below average, but you know, that's counting a bit of a run that it had a couple weeks ago now on HUSA. But so far, you know, nice 2 days in the stock. We have yet to see them drop news saying that they found oil. That supposedly is supposed to be the next word we hear from them. Let me see here. What's that? AVIR. AVIR was the biotech play he also gave us. Now, he gave that stock to us at about 53 cents a share. It's at 58 now. And, you know, he's playing a big part in why that stock is moving, because that one has no news, but his chat room is really just excited about that. You got a lot of guys in his chat room that have significant positions in that stock, including himself. I know for a fact he's got over $40,000 into that stock. So he's got a conflict of interest here when we talk about, making sure the word comes out or gets out on AVIR. So just be careful on that. But I know he's looking forward to them dropping news on what they're working on, and that, exploding in value soon. Real chick, let's see, she brought up FLAC or FALC. Okay, FALC Falcon Store Software up 53%. Yeah, I mean, here we go, another stock that, again, dirt cheap, under 50 cents a share. News back on June 20th. All right. Another real dirt cheap play. I don't know if that news was really strong enough to generate 53%, but I definitely believe that a little bit of the excitement on DCTH rubbed off on that one. And ANY, and what ANY did today. OVAS is a stock I actually know pretty well. OVAS. I think I actually have a video on it from a couple years ago. Nice move on OVAS. Here's the stock too. What was was there news on that one today? All right, June 21st, so yesterday. All right, so there was some news dropped on yesterday. Let me see here. Looks like they got something from Nasdaq. Inducement of a grant. All right, so they got some kind of grant. Nice move. Look at that buying volume coming into the close there. Very interesting move there on OVAS. Light buying, to start off the day, but all of a sudden the buyers really showed up after that stock broke the morning high, and you guys definitely bought that breakout for the day. And you can see here, as the crowd really responds to that, and you see buying really get hot into the close. They damn near bought it at the top. Day's high was 194, closed at 190. Closed at 190. Three hooks, you said you're paper trading right now? Okay. Hollister Pierre, bringing up Hive. A lot of great tickers you guys are bringing up, man. A lot of good tickers. A lot of good tickers that are showing multiple day promise. So it's not, something, hey, I got in on Monday and next thing you know, you're losing your ass the next day. HIVE. I don't like this sell-off here, man, on HIVE. I'm guessing the news was overbought. What's the primary trend? Let's look at the daily chart. All right. Oh, okay. So you've had a really good May. You've had a really good May, very good beginning of June. And I think, HIVE, I think you'll be buying a little bit high right now. I think you're chasing in HIVE. Let the stock pull back a little bit. Let the RSI cool off, man. That's an incredible turnaround, though. Look at that. I mean, this is a stock that went from, 576 touch to, what was that, 360? And now look where you are in a span of damn near 2 months. You've pretty much made, all of the beginning of 2017 up. So this stock is hot, man. It's been running very, very well. So I think you'd be chasing now if you were to get in. Look at that wick up top there. Shows you what it's about. That's the longest wick in the series. So there's some hesitation here. You got some people who are going to be starting to take profits. And, I think if you really like the storyline, whatever that storyline is, you're going to be able to get this stock a little bit cheaper. Why not come back and wait for it in the 490s or 480s? Because I honestly think you can get that. Think you can get that. CEMP. Somebody haven't brought that up in a minute. CEMP. This is a stock we used to talk about here a lot. It was running real well. It had a lot of spikeability way back when. If you guys remember, when we first started the show, this was one of those stocks that would get into some really serious ranges. But, you know, obviously it's fallen out of favor after some real serious disappointments. And, you know, at $4.55 right now, it's still not the cheapest stock out there. Does it have potential? You're going to have to do some research on what the storyline is now. But this was a stock that at one time had some really good liquid options, and but you know, things have changed. Jiggity Imports, you're back holding on what? Oh, CEMP? Okay. You're back holding on CEMP? God, man. And you're already pretty hot there with these last couple days moves on CEMP. Yeah, I mean this is, you know, I don't know how far down you are in it. Obviously, it's a stock that used to be, you know, $24. Now you're at, you know, $4 and some change. You know, if you're really down drastically, you know, you can hold and see. Hopefully, you can get back to the fives. You know, or you just might, you know, say, hey, fuck it, and let me get whatever is left of my position. All right, IMNP. Shout out to Treasure Hunter. I think he brought this up the other day. He brought this up on Tuesday. IMNP. Yeah, he brought this up on Tuesday. If I'm correct, let's look at the 5-minute. This is one that, you know, the volume could be a lot better. Look at those gaps in the chart, man. I mean, that's, you know, this is kind of one of those ones. Unless you're swinging it, man. You know, unless you're swinging it. IMNP. Definitely not a day trade. All right, definitely not a day trade. But so far, over the last couple weeks here, here's the 5-minute chart going back to the beginning of June. It's been so far so good. Down only 1% today. Kenneth Rosenberg talking about Gale. Let's look at what happened with Gale today. When I look at Gale, up 8%. Galena Biopharma. This is another stock that too we took a look at, you know, when this was at, you know, 10, 12, 11 cents a share. Decent volume today, 1.6 million. Averages only 350,000. Yeah, no news. The last article I see here is June, or actually May. Here's another one that's, you know, is really, really depressed. As you can see here, he had the huge gap down back in July of last year. RSI is at 60. When you zoom into the chart, you see here it's got some runs here. So based on the previous recent history, you'll be buying a little bit high here. But, you know, we'll see if you can, you know, get a multiple day situation here and break out of those recent tops. Which is what, 61 cents. Why is it struggling with 61 cents? I mean, that's crazy. So we'll see what happens with Gale. Yeah, we talked about DTII. DTII, you know, nice little pump today. Nice little pump in that today. Love it if it ran like it used to. Who knows if that's the beginning of something. Let me see here. Besides that, giggles and hugs. We talked about that giggles and hugs. They're up some green again. 870, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Sal? This is AD De Leon.
Hey, what's up, AD?
I'm just watching your show with my bro right now.
Okay, all right. I mean, what tickets you got for us today?
All right. I tried to get your attention on RCHAD yesterday.
Okay. CHAD. Okay, so this was that marijuana stock that reverse split. They got the D now, but they are trading under with that RCHAD on it. What do you like about it? I mean, I see it was down pretty big today.
Oh no! Yesterday I was just trying to at you because it was at 0.0006. And it went up all the way. What is it? 1,200%.
Oh, okay.
When I found it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see that move yesterday in the stock. Yeah. It's so funny because remember when this stock ended up reverse splitting, everybody was all pissed off and whatever. But that was the move that needed to really get people to go and grab some shares of this. Because I do see here Wednesday, it had an incredible day, going from, what was that, 0003 to a high of, was that 0040? Damn. 0040 in one day, as you said.
I think I alerted around 12:27 p.m. yesterday.
Wow, so huge move. So now I understand why the stock is down 5%. I had a huge day yesterday. You're saying had a gain at one point of almost 1,200%?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was trying to give it to you at 600, man.
All right, man. Yeah, I missed RCHA D, but an incredible move, man. Incredible move.
All right, and the next one that I'm looking at now is GYOG. I really believe it's setting up.
All right, green energy prizes. I like where your mind is going with these plays. Previous runners that have really cooled down. I like where your mind is headed with these. I like this idea that you're on here. Green energy enterprises out 0008. All right, decent volume. That's been in the stock, in and out. Yeah,
in and out.
Yeah. I think this one you got to be chilling with, but I like where your mind is going with that one.
All right, man. I'll just alert this room whenever it starts gaining momentum. Then.
Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate the call, bro.
Bye, bro.
Yes, indeed. So add the Leon with GYOG. I actually like that play a lot. I like that play. You gotta love those stocks that have ran, but have cooled down, still maintain decent volume coming in and out of the stock. And that's why, stocks like DTII can continue to do what they do. For example, look at DTII. Incredible, basically was nothing, ran, sold off, and still maintained trades. And sure enough, it popped off today. When you look at stocks like that, and then you look at, RSII. RSII is another one of those stocks. Ran doing insane numbers, cooling off. I think you wait till this one actually finds a floor, and then you jump all over it. All right. I know a lot of people, I don't like marijuana, and I've said that many, many times. But OCWP is one of those stocks that's kind of like a scammy type of play. And then I saw OCWP today, put up 500,000 shares and, increase in volume almost 5-6%. So OWCP, I'm watching this stock. I am watching OWCP. We've seen what OWCP can do. This is another one that went from 10 cents to $3. So we know what these owners, can do to that stock. MGTI, that little child molester, McAfee, he's back at it again. I'm watching this stock. MGTI has been doing some things over the last couple weeks here. Here's another stock that went from 58 to now crossing over the century mark with today's action. I probably should have told you guys about this a while back, but I'm not a big fan of who he is and what he stands for. McAfee, the guy who created the internet virus scanning system, but they're back at it. I'm seeing a couple of their little trolls on StockTwits as well as on Twitter putting up that ticker over and over again. RGSC, Real Good Solar. That's another stock that had some good days. sold off, had an incredible day today, back over $1. This is a stock that must have split recently. Did this stock split recently? Okay, I am seeing notification of a split back in January. Yeah, because I do remember RGSE being a lot cheaper than this. And by the way, if you want information on upcoming splits, there is a website for that. Let me put that in the chat room. Let me get my bookmarks. There it is. All right, Nasdaq has a link to it. I just put it in the chat room right there. Nasdaq.com/markets upcoming splits, and it'll show you what's coming up next. For the splits, you just want to make sure you're not in one. If you're someone who likes to short sell, you obviously tear apart the ones that are coming up. I see CIE, another dirt cheap stock. DRYS, that's why everybody knew DRYS was coming out today. CIE, June 26th. That's going to be a party for shorters. So there you go. That link is out there now. Yeah, DRYS is garbage. DRYS is garbage. CRMD. What's going on, Gerardo? All right, CRMD. Here's another stock that's put on that magical 200. You get to a point where you don't even have to put some of these moving averages. You can just look at the chart and just tell, all right, this is below the 200 moving average. We're at $1.65 on a 200. Price is at 43 cents, nowhere even close. Gap down back in April, and this stock hasn't even made an attempt to try and get back to its gap down open price of 60 cents a share. We're at 43 today. Slowly climbing up the RSI pattern. Slowly climbing up. You might want to put the money flow index on this one just to see where the money is in that one. In fact, let me see if I can put it on there real quick and see how the money. And for those of you guys who don't know, money flow is just a volume weighted RSI. So as you can see, let me see. So all right, so we're seeing some money slowly kind of coming back into the stock here. Slowly coming back into the stock. Money flow, no, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good on CRMD. But you'd love to see that money translate into, buyers taking over the momentum. We have yet to really see that. As if you look at the chart, you don't see a lot of multiple day green days. All right, so you're not seeing a lot of days where buyers are really taking control here. All right, a lot of times if you read these books that we've put out links on or have in the Discord room, and by the way, I think a lot of the trading knowledge, the best knowledge, kind of comes in the books, not the DVDs. But look for multiple green days as it gets closer to a possible turnaround, where you have all of a sudden 2 days in a row green, 3 days in a row green, a red day, 2 days in a row green, red day. Then boom, you'll see the big turnaround. Let me see here. BBRY. BlackBerry's got earnings tomorrow. What are they expecting? I'm seeing the street is expecting for them to lose. So let's see if they can beat that estimate. I'm seeing here TradingView saying the street estimate is for them to lose 2 cents a share. So obviously if they show up beating that estimate, losing 1 or even better, showing a profit for this previous quarter, that's really going to move the stock tomorrow. BlackBerry, a stock that's been doing really well on news that they've really redefined their brand, signed some really good deals, I believe, with Apple. Last article I read on it, volume is back up, almost 17 million shares traded Today, average has increased in 7 million shares. Look at the bottom chart alone. You can see here since April, volume is definitely a lot better, as BlackBerry has really broken through some tight ranges there, as you can see here on the chart. Sky's the limit right now for it. Not bad. PMEA. Let me see here. PMEA. I'm not getting a PMEA. Okay, OTC. All right. There we go. PMEA. All right, up 100%. All right, so this is another one where, you know, you got to get in, you know, before the big move. You want to get in before the big move. All right. 0004 stock up 100% from 0002. Yeah, you want to get in at 0002, at 0001. All right, so when that happens, then you're selling for, you know, a gain on your shares. But even with a move sometimes this close, you can put your sell order, and you might not catch the move because you're not the only person in that stock. You know, so you want to be in a situation where you see, you know, you're in at 0002 and the stock goes to 0008, you know, 0010. That's when you really can get out, and you're going to get the meat of the move. You know, going up 0001 or 0002, you know, that's not really going to, I mean, it's going to look good in your brokerage account, but, you know, it's going to be tough you actually getting that gain out of there. DXTR, and I know my penny players can admit to that. DXTR, you know, here's a stock that had a really good Tuesday. You still had incredible volume. Let me get, see, here's another stock that's way beat up, so let me get that 200 out of there. Let's look at today's action. That should be a green. It should be a green candlestick because you did have a green day, but you left a lot of buyers up there, so it is showing red because of that. And if we look at the 5-minute chart, you'll see why. You had a big morning, you know, gap up opening. I think you got a little bit too excited pre-market in DXTR. And you just fell on your ass, man. You know, you just fell on your ass. And, you know, when plays like this happen, a lot of people won a lot of money, but they just give up trading when shit like this happens. Because, you know, you got a guy with a couple $100. He sees a stock that's running pre-market. He jumps in. And next thing you know, he's down $100. And it's like, what the fuck, you know? So I can understand the frustration when shit like that happens. The stock sold off. And if you knew what you were doing, as soon as that very next candlestick came up, you know, you definitely bought into that dip, which was what, just 30 minutes later. Look at that. Just 30 minutes later, you were 10 cents lower than where you opened at, and that's the buy right there as that candlestick formed. You would have been, you know, sitting pretty if you got in at 20 cents. You closed at 30. You were able to work your way back higher almost an hour later back to 33 cents a share. Nice play on DXTR. All right. But again, it's just another stock that's running on DCTH exuberance. You know, that's all that is. Just another stock running on DCTH exuberance. As you can see here, when does the excitement in DXTR start? Well, on the 20th. On the 20th, when DCTH started hitting those, you know, 15 cent, 20 cent prices. All right, that's all. Samuel Kessler, he blowing up. Yeah, no shirt today, baby. Just chilling at the crib, man. Yeah. Please believe I got clothes. CEI. Let me see here. CEI. Yeah, I do have pants on. Camber Energy. All right. Up 2 cents a share, up 12%. 2 cents a share. That's 12%. That's why you gotta love penny stocks, man. These little moves, you know, 1-2 cent moves. You know, next thing you know, you're up 12%, man. Look at that. Opened up at 19 cents, closed at 21. And that's a solid move for somebody who can grab a lot of shares. And that's why you love penny stocks, man. You grab a ton of shares, you get a nice move, and you cash out with a solid return. Solid return. WKHS. I've been saying about WKHS, I'm not a believer in Workhorse Group until you get word on that USPS Postal Service contract. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, UKHS is a company that makes battery-powered vehicles. And when I say they're not making, like, you know, little dart cars, I mean, they're making like real trucks. You know, these are 400 horsepower trucks that have engines and battery powered as well. I mean, big US, you know, brown trucks, UPS trucks and all that. But the United States Postal Service, the federal government's mailing arm, has put out, you know, a contract for companies to submit ideas for the future delivery truck of the government's mailing system. Now, they're closed to any other submissions. WKHS has already submitted. Everybody, all the other companies, most of them private, have already submitted. WKHS, I believe, is the only publicly traded company that has a bid in there. Actually, let me take that back, because I believe Ford and GM have a bid. But WKHS is probably the, you know, cheapest in terms of price, lowest market cap anyway, company with a bid in and plans. So if they win, I mean, look, this stock is going to the moon, because we know that's a multi-billion-dollar, multi-year deal if they win. But the only reason it's running, the only reason it's above $1 to begin with is that hype. Is that hype? All right, that the possibility that they could win. And if it drops that they don't, I think you're going straight to zero. I think you're going straight to zero. And you can go on Seeking Alpha and many other websites where you'll have guys who've written articles, you know, saying just that. If they don't win that contract, it's game over for them. I mean, they've got some guys who ordered, some companies that have ordered a couple trucks, but for the most part, it's been small businesses, and they've relied mostly on government subsidies to help support purchases. But for the most part, their trucks are very expensive. They're like $70,000, $80,000, and that's for the small trucks. That's not for the big ones. That's for the small Ford Ranger type looking trucks. Yeah. So they've got an expensive product, but they need some help right now. VRX, Valiant. Valiant we talked about a couple of weeks ago. I think, who else brought this up? Somebody else brought VRX up. I don't know if it was Africa Emporium, somebody else on VRX. I think it was Africa Emporium talking about VRX, if I'm correct. But VRX is another one. We had that guy who had lost $4 billion trying to short VRX. If you guys remember. Yeah, he lost like $4 billion trying to... No, was he trying to short it or go long it? I can't remember, but he lost like $4 billion on it. I think he was trying to long this stock, if I'm correct. And he lost like $4 billion on it. Yeah, we did a video on it. I mean, there are a ton of articles out there on it. MOSY. Also on my Twitter, I put out McDonald's setting new all-time highs this week based on McDonald's moving from cashiers to kiosk. So at a McDonald's near you very shortly, you're going to be putting in orders for their death burgers through a kiosk. All right. So those of you guys looking for diabetes, heart attacks, hypertension, you know, you're going to be able to get that through a kiosk at a McDonald's near you very shortly. MOSY, nice move today, up 9.5%. Up 9.5% here, MOSY. Semiconductor play. But here's the thing on MOSY, because I read a little bit about that on Wednesday. They don't actually make semiconductors. They outsource the process to another company. So they're not a true semiconductor play. All right, you're gonna have to really do some research on it, but they outsource. So they make semiconductors, but they themselves don't make it. They like outsource it to another kind of Chinese firm or some bullshit like that. Oh yeah, Cantor Burger and all that stuff. Oh man, you guys should see some of those cows, man. They got pus coming out their fucking nose and shit. And you guys go to McDonald's and eat that shit, man. Fuck that. You know, fuck that shit, man. The way they treat those freaking chickens and cows and all that, man. All that free range, all that is just lies, man. DRNG, Drone Garter. Drone Garter was running a couple days here. When was that? June 20th and the 21st. DRNG was a pump. DRNG was a pump. And what was that? Did they get... I can't remember. There was a stock that just got recently halted. It was a long time scam that just got halted. I don't think it was DRNG though. I think they're definitely still trading, but DRNG is a scam. You know, if you go on OTC markets, they barely have, if any, a revenue to begin with. But it's clearly a scam. LINU. Let me see, LINU. But I mean, but shit, by the chart, you made a ton of money. I mean, look, I'm not denying that some of these OTC plays, scam or not, I mean, you're making a lot of money. And please, when I say scam, don't think that, you know, I'm saying never to buy the stock, because if it's running, by all means, go buy it and try to make some money on it. But just don't go crazy, because if it does get halted, you know, don't come back to me and say, hey, I got $5,000 stuck in here, and I'm not going to be able to get it out for 30 days, you know. LINU. This is a stock that I've been following. As you can see here, all my lines on it. But I don't want any piece of this until it crosses 56 cents. So LINU looking real good, but I just feel like it's real dangerous in between, you know, 33 and 56. You know, if we're anywhere in between there, we're just kind of floating around and guessing. So LINU, I'd love to see it figure out what it wants to do, because we've been at these levels before. Break 56, then I'm all for it. Or, you know, crack 33 and go lower. But it's got to do something here pretty soon. I don't know how far they have until they've got to figure out what they want to do in terms of their trading price. But we might see that reverse split if this stock doesn't figure itself out relatively soon. BPTH. BPTH. Oh man, see, this is, God, I just love seeing these oversold conditions. Here's another stock where, you know, beautiful. Here's a beautiful doji. Candlestick is the wick is a little long, so I'll probably call it a long-legged doji. But that's the indicator right there, man. You jump in on that stock here, even if the next day was a red day, you hang it tight there. You'd been oversold on the RSI. What was that? You would have been 16 on the RSI. I mean, you get in here right here and you just hold. And would have been a great return. You went from 35 to, what was that, 48 cents. Would have been a solid return. Or even this play right here. Let me see here. All right, nice little candlestick there with that one too. Bullish engulfing. All right, but this one's showing it's topping out too with that fat spinning top as well. So you're probably looking at a possible red day tomorrow on BPTH. But you know, again, this is another stock that's very oversold, or was oversold anyway. Now you're at 53 on the RSI, and you know, you could have seen some people take profits here, but that RSI low right there at 18. When was that? June 2nd. Oh my God, that was your entry right there. That was your entry right there. Oh, DRYS is taking a shit on itself, man. DRYS, you know, we talked about DRYS earlier. You know, it's, you know, it is what it is with that one. And I've said that every show. You know, people still hitting the bid on it, man. People still hitting the bid on it. Not as much as they used to, but people still, people still buying it. In fact, let me just take a look at DRYS on that 5 minute real quick. I'll show you. There were buyers in that today. Look at this. Here's the 1 minute. Let me show you. Let me see that 1 minute. All right, so here's the 1 minute in DRYS today. But yeah, you had some idiots, you know, in here, you know, getting trapped. You know, look at these bull traps. This is what they call bull traps. All right, a stock that's heavily sold off for the day, but then you have this small intermediate runs where really stupid traders think that a reversal is starting. You know, so it's just bull trapping all the way down. Look at that. These are just all bull traps. You know, guys who think they know better and they don't. They think they know better, but they don't. All right. So when Tim Sykes talks about 90% of traders lose, those are the people, you know, who create that statistic. Let me see here. MKAU. Here's the daily chart. MKAU. This is MKAU is that company that still has yet to change their name to their product. If you guys remember, MKAU is now called Clicklia. They're a online streaming service that went live a couple months ago now. They have yet to change their name. Look, it doesn't take a lot of action for them to do it. I mean, a filing fee and the paperwork, and it's done. You know, why they haven't done so, there's just no excuse, because one, they don't care. They don't give a fuck. And the traders who are buying the stock don't give a fuck, because they're not putting pressure on the company to do it. You know, if you want to see this stock run and you're in MKAU, your job is to call the company every fucking day until they get the stock changed, so it can look like a legitimate play and start to bring in the kind of volume and start putting up the kind of gains, so you can start making some real money. You know, don't just be, especially when we talk about these OTC stocks, don't just buy the shares and sit back. You got to be active and force these guys to say, hey, look, all right, you know, we're going to make it happen. BV, yeah, we talked about BVTK, EVRN, Even Rock, another OTC play, 0005, down 16%. That's another one. I'd rather take it at 0003. I'd rather take it at 0003, to be honest with you. Three hooks, EVRN. Real Chick, you said you bought one share of DRYS so you can see how trashy it is. Yeah, I mean, it's horrible. You'll lose your ass. I mean, DRYS will be down another 10, maybe 15% tomorrow. It's got so much meat on that bone. And by the way, all of that selling action, it's not necessarily, you know, people who have dry stock. It's coming from the top. You know, a guy who's selling millions and millions of shares every single day to enrich himself. You know, it's been well written about when we talk about the scam that is DRYS. Well written about. You know, and the SEC doesn't give a fuck. If you got the money to pay the fees, they don't give a fuck. All right? Because a lot of people don't realize how much they, you know, all about getting these fees from these companies that are paying thousands of dollars, you know, to stay trading on the Nasdaq. You got to pay fees quarterly. Filing fees for every document you put up. You know, the SEC makes a crap load of money. yes, it's the government, but it doesn't mean that, you know, they want to run in the red. Business is a business. NWBO. NWBO, that's another one that's you know, going to be reverse splitting here pretty soon. But look at that. You know, here's another stock that, again, I believe is running on that DCTH excitement. All right, NWBO. Let me see, they had some recent news today too that helped this morning. As you can see here, biggest candlestick of the last couple of days. Wow, nice move here too, from 14 to 19 cents a share. Nice buy and hold there on NWBO. Looking to be breaking some recent tops here, at least June's top. It was at 20 cents. All right. 20, what was that, May 30th? All right, so watch NWBO tomorrow, but nice, you know, 4 days in a row here. Solid move on NWBO now at 60 on the RSI. Up 15% today. What's going on, Coralie? Yes, indeed. MSDI. Monster Digital. MSDI. Here's another one. Here's another one. Dirt cheap running. Interesting. This stock is actually based here in North Carolina too, by the way. MSDI. Based out there in Raleigh. Let me see here. Pinnacle Investments, which is the capital of North Carolina. Let's move back into Nasdaq here for a second. I see TROV putting on some good numbers today. TROV, that's a stock that's kind of been forgotten about a little bit. You had that beautiful gap opening today in TROV. Didn't leave too many people up there. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. Watching that today as well. TROV. Some really nice support levels in that. Let me get rid of my charts. I was watching that today. Get rid of my drawing tools on that one. But nice move, man. You know, so many stocks that open up this big when you're talking about, you know, a gap of almost 20 cents a share from the previous close, you'll tend to see the sell-off. And we've said, you know, we've shown several stocks that look like this, but, you know, investors love the news today. And 110, was that 110 was the low? So 110, which was the open, and you see the stock actually go from the high of the day back to the open, from 133 back to the open. The open became support. There's your buy. All right, when as soon as you saw that signal show up, you know, and by the way, that's a really good candlestick too. That was called a Marubatsu or Marubuzo, whatever you want to. I call it Marubuzo. I guess some people say Marubatsu or whatever. But it has no wick. All right, one of the things it has no wick. So bulls are telling you that, you know, we like this level, you know, and it's not going to go below that level, or at least that level has strong support. And you know, you buy that. You absolutely buy that, especially with the catalyst being that was the price that the stock opened up at. And, you know, for those of them who got in, you found yourself back to the stock's high of the day, which was that 133. Eventually closing at 130. So you were able to gain almost 20 cents a share if you caught it the right way. Nice move on that. Nice move on that. Yeah, we just talked about TROV. TROV after hours. Where are we at after hours? Africa Emporium. Oh shit! After hours, we're at 1. Okay, so yeah, we're at 1 in the 140s after hours. So already looking forward to tomorrow, as we've seen some investors are loaded up after hours. There, I do see some after hours orders that came in after the bell. So we're in the 140s already. We'll see what that does tomorrow. All right, be careful if that goes a little bit too crazy, because, you know, the very next day then pre-market just starts to go really wild. You know, sometimes they kill the stock when they do that. I mean, 10, 20 cents, like we just showed here, you know, even that can work against you. As you can see here, it ran to 130 and came back. But when you see a stock that's up $1, $2, $3, that's when, you know, I see Stock God has said before, where a stock gets overextended. And then you have some companies that are just notorious for doing that. XGTI, SKLN, you know, some of those low float stocks that just do everyone a disservice. KURA. All right, not the cheapest biotech play in the world. Love to see more volume on it. Love to see more volume on it. Am I still playing USEI? Yes, I'm still in it for the long term, man. I'm still in it for the long term. Yeah, like you know, USEI. I've been on this show, and I've been trading OTCs for too long to not have a 5,000, 6,000, 7,000% winner, and I want a 7,000% winner. You know, I want to be one of those people that, you know, was in the stock for like $200, forgot about the stock, and all of a sudden, you know, they just came back and it was up like, you know, they had a $150,000 position, you know, because they were in the stock for a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? We've seen that happen too many times. So USEI is kind of one of those plays. I know they're not going to reverse split. You know, and I know it runs. I know it gets into, you know, little dips, and then it has weird ass runs that come out of nowhere. But you know, I pray that it finds some consistency and becomes a DTII or RSI, or, you know, one of those kind of plays. You know, that's why you got to spread it out, spread the love out a little bit. Yeah, AMRS, Michael B, we talked about that. ASPN. Aspen Aerogels, don't know anything about this one, bro. 44,000 shares traded. I don't like it. Yeah, I mean, call me when the party comes, man, because that's ugly. That's ugly. You want to stay in. You want to find liquid markets, my man. Liquid markets. What else? BPMX. BPMX, by the way. BPMX. It's another one of those stocks under 50 cents a share. 1 million shares traded. Here's the 5-minute. Nothing special here. It was up 3 cents a share today. But I love where it is on the RSI. It's at 40. It's another stock here that, you know, can run, gets shitted on, runs, gets shitted on. So you're up, what, 7% with today's action, but you're still relatively, you know, low in terms of risk here, and you got some decent support. Obviously, I would have loved to have been in at that 40 or that 39, but you know, in terms of RSI, you're still pretty low. All right. PTN slow moving. Palatine. Palatine. Okay. All right. Look at Palatine putting up 3 cents a share today, almost 7% on PTN today. Palatine Technologies. Love the volume, 1.2. Average is 1, so not bad on Palatine. Love where it is on the chart. RSI is at 54. Again, here's another one where, you know, I hate getting into stocks after big gains. You know what I mean? Because I know somebody is in some good profit, and you know they're gonna sell. You know they're gonna sell the next day. You know what I mean? So I hate getting into stocks after big gains. But sometimes you just, you know, you don't know if they're gonna hold and wait for more. You don't know if the stock has traders so excited they're gonna be more. You know, traders coming in, bringing in fresh cash. But PTN, you know, not too far from the risk. Not too far from the risk. 36 cents was that support. You're at 39 now. But just because the stock is so cheap, 36 to 39 is a lot. You know, if you're going in here with a couple $100 and, you know, it goes down 3 cents, you know, that's, you know, anywhere between 10 to 11% swoosh off your money. If you get in too high. If you get in too high. You know? Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's slow moving, but it's doing something. I mean, it's slow moving. You're absolutely right on being slow moving, but as you see, it had an incredible April. I mean, going from 30 to 48, so it's got some range when it gets moving. But, you know, as you can see, that situation was, you know, another one that was on the RSI, heavily oversold. All right, look at that beautiful doji candlestick. You know, doji candlesticks at that RSI low, showing you hesitation from buyers, end of selling. All right, and then followed through with multiple days of just beautiful volume coming in there and buying that oversold situation. Love it, love it, love it, love it. BPMX, yeah, we talked about BPMX. Has a shareholder vote for July 1st. All right, watch out for that, because if that BPMX vote on shareholder, which is more than likely a situation where they're going to vote to ask for a reverse split, we could see another DCTH situation. Did I discuss PED? I don't think so. What's that? Isn't that PED? Yeah, that oil and gas. I'm not a big fan of this stock here, but I mean, the fact of the matter is this is a stock that in the span of 1 day has gotten above the $1 per share mark. As you can see here, it's got a lot of, you see here, you had it do very similar move back in May. The next day it did run, left a lot of people up there with that huge wick, but then eventually sell off. You know, you got to be realistic about this thing right now. All right, PED, we're talking about an oil and gas exploration company with a market cap of just under $4 million. You know, let me see here. What's the debt load? All right, so net debt is almost $60 million. So you're talking about a company that has a debt load that's, you know, more than 15 times its market value. So yeah, you're up 50%, but you got to be very, you know, aware and know that's not going to be hanging up there very much longer. So just got to be careful here. Plus the RSI is at 74. You know, you do have support at looking at the chart showing that, you know, the next day after the run, you do have people who jump in and buy that. But if you notice, you were talking about a stock that was, you know, severely oversold at the time. Severely oversold at the time. And the very next day, although, yes, it had made an incredible move, but the stock wasn't technically oversold. So that justified more buyers coming in and possibly riding it higher. All right. Now you're looking at PED. You're looking at a stock that wasn't oversold, came out with, I'm guessing, some news. Came out with some news. All right. And now you're hot. You're hot. You're hot. So you know, I wouldn't chase this, because there's somebody, again, as I just said moments ago, who's up big in the stock from 60 cents a share, and they're going to sell on your ass tomorrow. You know. And I have no doubt after tomorrow you'll be a bag holder in PED if you're one of the suckers that's going to get in at 931, 932 tomorrow, because there's always going to be that idiot. 931, 932, you know, they're buying at 110, and you know, by 11:30 they're selling for 85 cents. GLBS, let me see here. GLBS, Globalist Maritime Limited, 119. Yeah, this is not one of those, shipping companies, Tops, DRYS, DCIX, SHIP. We had Treasure Hunter call up and give us another one. I can't remember the ticker he talked about. I don't like any of those businesses at all. I do not like any of those businesses. I have not seen one profitable shipping company. I'd love if somebody would show me one shipping company that was profitable. Does such a thing actually exist? I don't even know if there's one, if one exists. AMD, yeah, we talked about AMD. That's a buy all day. AMD is a buy all day. I did see someone in the chat room also talk about AMD calls. Yeah, AMD calls were showing a lot of unusual volume yesterday as well as Monday. So yeah, Bitcoin is a big reason of that, but play the short-term excitement on that, because at the end of the day, Bitcoin is AMD is not NVIDIA. AMD is not NVIDIA. So you just got to be honest with yourself about what AMD is doing right now. But that sell-off in May, looking back in hindsight here, where the RSI got really low and a lot of people were thinking, hey, what's going on? Is AMD not as real as they say they are? Now looking back, that was a buying opportunity, at $10 a share. That was the buying opportunity. And again, we're talking about a month ago. We're talking about May 8th. May 8th. Not too long ago, $4 a share cheaper. Now AMD up $14, and looking like a missed opportunity for me, because I looked at this stock very closely, but I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if we were going lower. Are we going to go to 7? Are we going to retest 622? Are we going to go down to 5 again? I didn't know what that was. Did take advantage of the move, and definitely didn't see the confidence when after the dip buying in the stock, we touched 12 and then came right back down at the beginning of June. So June 1st, after touching 12, we were back in the teens. We were back at 10, trying to figure out whether or not we were going to even hold 10. So a lot of missed opportunity there though on AMD. Let me see here. You see STM. STM too is another stock that has been kind of on the sell-off, but I probably would buy STM right now, because I think you're going to hit that support here. So I don't know how liquid the options are in STM, but I would definitely pay very good attention to STM for my call option people. See, AMD was in the news almost. AMD, yeah, AMD is hot right now. And then you got Jim Cramer talking about AMD almost every show. He gets a call on AMD. Data IO. Who brought that up? I saw somebody bring that up in the chat room. Mag. Yeah, moving up real nicely. Moving up real nicely on DAIO. Credible May, credible June. Doing really well. As you can see here, the sell-off, the profit taking here, early June. This is just another opportunity for someone to, who knows how to read candlesticks. As you can see here, this was an opportunity for you to get in. I guess I'd call that a spinning top. It's got a little bit of a long candlestick though, so some people might call it a doji. This is a long-legged doji. Here's your another entry sign right here. You would have got in there and rolled this over a couple of days. But nice move. Nice move there. Nice move there on DAIO. Yeah, solid move. Where are you at from now? From $5 to $8.94, and not bad here. Let's stretch it out a little bit. Where are you at? Oh, okay, wow. So it's never seen these prices before, has it? Oh, wow. Okay, nice move on DAIO, setting 52-week highs every day. So the sky's the limit for that one. All right, all the air up there. All the air up there. GNW. Genworth Financial. Yeah, we talked about, I talked about life insurance companies yesterday. And one of the things about life insurance companies, they're cash rich, right? So Genworth Financial is sitting on a ton of cash. I mean, a couple $1 billion. I mean, they're a life insurance company. They're, you know, keeping those premiums and all that. You know, it's got $1 billion market cap. It's got sitting on a lot of cash. It's dirt cheap stock. Pays a solid dividend. But why this company just can't, you know, win? I don't know. I just don't know. There's some bigger things going on here. There was talk about GE spinning them off. I mean, they are their own company, but they are, quote unquote, still attached per se to General Electric. But are they ever going to be actually just kind of go in terms of getting out of that GE, you know, sphere of influence? Because, you know, you've had them. You know, at one time they had NBC, they had a bunch of different companies under their control, but they still have Genworth, some ownership in GNW. Is that holding the company back? I don't know. I mean, if this is an insurance company, it's got some other things going on. Figure out, you know, where are they pricing the bonds at right now? I don't know, but you know, you're gonna have to do some real research on GNW. This is a $1 billion market cap company, so there's some other things in play here. Strikeforce Technologies, again, that's another one where we talk about, you know, 000 to, you know, whatever it was. He was another stock that, you know, was a 000 forward and ran all the way up to 2 cents, 3 cents. So when we talk about lottery tickets, that's what we're talking about. Had a solid day today, crossing a penny last couple of days. USRM, yeah, USRM jumped on the move. You had some just... you know, guys who were buying that dip in USRM. But again, until you get some clarification on that FDA paperwork they said that they submitted, that we have yet to see any kind of proof of, I don't know. I'm saying F you to USRM. Because I honestly think they're a bunch of bullshit on that FDA stuff. I don't think they submitted anything at all. NADL, oil and gas. That's basically what the gist of that is. No, I you know, you had a nice little play today on NADL with a 2 cent move, but I think you're getting faked out by that. I think you're going lower here. This is another stock that I think you probably can touch, you know, the low teens on that RSI. I think you'll be getting a little bit early here. I think guys who bought NADL, I think tomorrow they're going to be a little bit disappointed. And they're going to find themselves, you know, holding a little bit of a bag here on NADL. You know, maybe low 150s, even high 140s before you start to see a real turnaround. And because you're still kind of high. I mean, you're still kind of high. You've seen the stock go lower. As you can see here, you know, you had a fake out here before where it got to the 30s. Right? Got to the 30s, and you get some people who think, oh, well, it's at 30 on the RSI. Buy. No, you know, it's still too early. And then here it is. It breaks lower, and now you're selling for a loss, or you're holding a bag until it really gets down to those low teens, and then you see the turnarounds, right? Get to those low teens. Let's zoom in a little bit closer there. Get to those low teens, then you start seeing the candlesticks you want. All right, whether it be the gravestone doji. This is the gravestone doji. Let me see here. This is, wow, really flat doji. But yeah, a fat negative spinning top. But again, you were in the teens, as you can see here. You were in the low 15, 16s on the RSI. So until you start to seeing levels like that, I wouldn't buy, you know, NADL at all. I think you're going to go lower on this one. You don't get faked out with these fools over here. In my opinion. SGOC. Everyone was talking SGOC yesterday. You know, SGOC had an incredible, I think that was Tuesday. Had an incredible Tuesday, but, you know, where you at, baby? You know? Oh, was that 50 Cent song? That 50 Cent song, you know. You was the man in high school. What the fuck happened to you? That's basically what SGOC was, man. I mean, A couple of days ago, you know, the stock was the man. What happened? You know, we're talking $2.30. Now we're at $1.25. You know, got played out real fast, man. Got played out real fast. So SGOC, you know, dollar worth of value just disappeared. Just disappeared. So you got some bag holders in that, and if you're holding those $2, $2.30, $2.25s, man, just sell it, because you ain't getting back there anytime soon. Just take your L. You ain't getting back there anytime soon. This is definitely wasn't a stock that, you know, as you can see here looking at the chart, you fooled people before. You know, the candlesticks don't lie. And the wicks on top of these, those spikes tell you what happens. And you can see multiple times where the stock has had one-day spikes and really disappointed people. MSDI filed 8K listing notice. Okay. Yeah, SGOC is trash, man. Trash. Jim Denson, you said you got caught holding? Yeah, man. You gotta, you know, when a stock is running pre-market during the day, you gotta always, you know, look at the primary trend, right? Stocks running trends, and 80% of the time, it'll follow the trend, the primary trend. There's primary, intermediary, and then there's a short-term trend. And short-term is when you get those situations where they spike in, or 2 or 3 days, they'll run crazy, right? But then they always snap back to the primary trend, which is movement, which is 6 months or longer. So look back to a year or 6 months or longer, and you know eventually it will snap back to that trend, unless there's been some kind of balance changing news. So FDA approval, takeover bid, I mean just some type of game changing situation. But if we're talking about, you know, they hired a new VP of marketing or some bullshit like that, you know, the company is heavily leveraged, you know, $2-3 underneath is 200 moving average, you know, that's not going to last. That's not going to keep it, you know, keep it going. OMVS. And by the way, as I mentioned earlier, I bought I did some option trading today, and I bought some $2 calls and HOS, because that's a piece of shit. So you know, they had some really dirt cheap puts in HOS for December. So went and put my order into that. OMVS on the move systems, OTC play, 5 cents a share now. You know, again, you know, this is, you know, you want to get to as close as support as possible, right? When you're looking at some of these stocks, you know, you're getting up here at, you know, 5 cents a share. You're buying a little bit high, but you know, it is what it is. OMVS. Let's see what's going on here. Who's pushing this? Bill Bet, you said pre-market makes you mad. Why is that, sir? Oh, by the way, Bill Bet sent me a link to a Donald Trump little speech thing he did in Idaho a couple of days ago. SGMO, Sangamo Therapeutics. Oh, nice. What was that? Back in May, had the gap up opening, hung up there multiple days. Look at it, you got 3 days in a row there before some profit taking took place. All right, had to sell off, and it's hung pretty nicely. Bullish engulfing. They're on the daily chart. Confirmation the very next day, and it's been a great swing ever since. SGMO, not bad. All right, not bad. Yeah. That was your buy signal right there. You know, RSI cooled off after the sell-off. Again, spinning top. Actually, it's got a slimmer body, so I'll probably call this a doji. Although the body's a little fat, but the wick is a little long. But the confirmation of the buying, you'd love to see this be Marubatsu or Marubuzo. But I would consider this a bullish engulfing just because it's bigger than the previous day. You had the confirmation the very next day. So even though you had profit taking in a little bit on that third day, you still hung on. And been a good swing. But again, hindsight is always 20/20, right? So here you have the stock getting hot, cooling off, and now it's probably going back to retest that high on that RSI, which is already pretty hot, but it's getting up there. It probably can go another day. I don't know what the news was, but you know, up 12%. Oh wow, you actually gained $1 today? Yeah, you gained almost $1 today, and you almost closed at the high. Where's the action today? Wow, look at that. Okay, so here's the gap up opening, and this is the 5-minute chart, and look at that. Buyers fully in control today in SGMO, gaining almost $1 a share. Yeah, wasn't looking at this stock today at all. Nice move. Nice move. What's going on, Jeff Thayer? Yeah, please press like on the show right now. Please press like. Please press like. I don't know what it is, Hell Yunky. I gotta get people to press like. The only thing is that I have people who are watching me on like smart TV, so sometimes it's hard for them to, like, you know, go through that bullshit. But those of you guys who are using your phone, you're using a computer, you know, go ahead and press like. Do me a favor, press like right now. Let me see here. HCH Home Capital. Okay, no, that's not the one you're talking about. HCG. HCG. I don't know what that is, man. Oh, you're talking about the Canadian HCG? Yeah, that's a Canadian play. Yeah, here it is on the chart. There's a Canadian play. Yeah, don't know anything about Canadian stocks though. You and those Canadian plays, you love that. What's going on, Joe? I see Joe in the house from Investors Hangout. Yes, indeed. I've said this millions of times, but definitely check out investorshangout.com if you love the OTCs. #1 place for that. Let me see here. Appreciate that, Bob. Let me see here. Oh, you know, hey, I got a comment on one of my old videos that somebody said that I need some background music. Do you guys think I need background music on my shows? Like some little, like, you know, I don't know, what was some hip hop or some bullshit in the background, like low key, you know, not higher than my voice, of course, but let me know if you think I need that. Somebody was saying that I need background music that makes it more tolerable. I mean, he wasn't saying it in a bad way. He just thought that it'd make it more entertaining if I had some background music. ORGMF. ORG. Calgary, no. Okay, all right. People saying no. All right, well, that's off. I guess that's out of here. Oh. All right. Organogram Holdings. 3.7%. OGRMF is the ticker, obviously on your screen there, $1.73. Let me see here. I don't know too much about this OTC play. Only 43,000 shares. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're a little early here. Again, you know, when it comes to OTC plays, man, you know, if I'm getting in the stock early, you know, it's not doing shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not doing shit. I don't like getting in. You know, you're talking about a stock that's trading at $1.73 on 43,000 shares. It's just too much risk. It's just too much risk. You know. ATL Trader saying no. What's going on, ATL Trader? You said the background picture of the NYC trading floor. Yeah, everybody used to make fun of my backgrounds. If you go back to my old shows, I always used to have like the backgrounds of like different cities and beaches and all this kind of shit. I like going back to those episodes. Those are funny ass episodes sometimes, man. Oh man, those were the days. Let me see here. What else was hot? Let me see if we had EKSO. All right, so EKSO came back on the list. I saw that move today too on EKSO, and that 5 minute, the 5 minute over the last couple of days doesn't look too bad on EKSO. If we look at the daily chart, still looks like shit, but I'm actually kind of impressed at how this is holding up here. But again, it's going to come down because I don't believe it's the end of the end. Here's another one that I believe, again, RSI was really oversold. You could have got it in the teens. Missed opportunity for me. It is what it is, but man, it's been an incredible stock for those of you guys who have been riding it since it touched 1. And now we're at 204 a share, and I'm actually surprised how good it's holding $2. How good it's holding $2. It touched it on, what day was that? The 15th. Right, touched it on the 15th. Started selling off, and then it found buyers. So, I didn't think the news was that strong, but they like it. They like it. So I'm kind of surprised on EKSO. If you guys remember, this is the company that sells that Bionic suits, and they have videos on YouTube promising people like they can learn how to walk again with their Bionic suits. Now, they used to trade, I believe, I have no doubt, and Joe, I don't know if you probably confirm, but maybe some OTC people in here can confirm, but EKSO used to trade on the OTCs. I swear they used to be an OTC stock. Let me see here. OTC. Let me EKSO OTCBB. Let me see. I swear they used to trade on the OTC markets. Let me see if I can find an old article. Yes, they do. They did. I'm seeing here an article dated March 20th, 2015. OTCBB, EKSO making an explosive move. Microcapdaily.com. Yeah, microcapdaily.com talking about EKSO as an OTCBB stock. Yeah, that's them. That's them. That's them. All right. At 75 cents a share. They had hit an all-time low at the time of 75 cents a share. And if I go back, okay, so they've had some splits. That's probably, yeah, they've had some splits. So I'm not going to see that anymore. But, yeah, so it looks like they reverse split and then uplisted. Okay. Mag, okay, yeah, Mag confirmed it. I see Mag in the chat room talking about, okay. Yeah, Callie, they did get pumped today, man. They did get pumped today. That's why those, those old triple runners, man, you can never, give up on those, man. Look at that. That's a big candlestick. Look at all that volume that came in today, too. Yeah, we took a look at BVTK when Ken called in earlier. We took a look at BVTK. Here's the daily chart in it. And so far, I mean, I can't shit on it, man. I can't really shit on it. Because it is producing those, higher lows that you look for. When it moves, it sells off, but it's selling off at a higher low. It's really respecting, I can see here that yellow line, which is the 50-day moving average. So it's doing its thing, man. It's doing its thing. So it's going in the right direction. You're just going to have to be, a little bit patient for it. Yes, indeed. Yeah, shout out to ANY. You know, we talked about ANY earlier today. That's basically what that is. All right. So again, appreciate you guys for joining me with another episode. A lot of great tickers today. I mean, you know, this is a journey, man. This is a journey. So that's why I come live practically every day as we continue to get better and better with this. Almost at 200 episodes. Wow, I can't believe that. 200 episodes. I feel like I just started this thing, but 200 episodes is quickly approaching. And again, like, I just feel like I just started this. You know, people feel like I've been doing this forever, but you know, this is really just the beginning of this, of whatever this is that I'm creating here. And I'm enjoying every second of it because I love this so much. You know, it doesn't feel like work at all. I could talk about these all night. Y'all know you know, 5, 6, 7 hours. We can go all day. You know, honestly. Tomorrow's Friday show. Gonna have some drinks, whatnot. A lot of things are going down tomorrow on Saturday up there in DC. Be very careful. For those of you guys who in the DC area, they're gonna be 3 Aryan and KKK meeting marches in DC on Saturday. Be very, very careful. You know, don't go out if you don't need to. Stay away from the Capitol because when they get together, they want to show out. So be very, very careful on Saturday, man. They're gonna have 3 marches out there with the KKK and some Aryan groups. So it is what it is. They're supposedly free speech marches, but you know, we have free speech in America. It's not about free speech. We'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, but as well as look at some tickers as well. With that being said, man, great show, great calls. All right, great calls. Real Chick, you said why? Yeah, it's a free speech march. It's a free speech march. You know, because you got to remember, in America we have the First Amendment, but hate speech isn't legal. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get hate speech legalized. You know, I want the right to be able to call you the N-word and not lose my job. That's what that march is about. And again, I posted a little video on Twitter. I retweeted it actually from Tariq Nasheed. But you got to focus on, you know, doing the right things financially so you can be able to have money to protect yourself, right? Being able to go out and be, you know, set yourself and your later years in a better situation by doing the right things. I want to have somebody on. What was his name? He was on the show earlier. Was it Speaker Knocker? Speaker Knocker, email me, bro, because I want you to talk about Bitcoin. Because I want to learn how do I exactly make money with Bitcoin. You know, right now I feel like if I were to go into Bitcoin right now, it'd be too high. I'm learning more about bonds. I want to learn how bonds work. So if somebody in here is good with bonds or knows somebody good with bonds, I want to have them on the show. We're going to start spreading out into some other things. Obviously, I don't think anything is better than stocks. But I love those, you know, secure, safer plays for older individuals, because I want to be able to talk to them about, you know, how do you buy bonds? There's a hospital here in North Carolina that's selling a bond, and it's like a 6% bond or something. I mean, it's AAA rated and whatnot. I want a piece of that, and they're selling, you know, shares of that, but I want to know how that works exactly, you know. So if you're good with that, let me know. Because that's some okay, speaking of, you emailed me. Okay, cool. I'll get back to you about it then. We'll have that. We'll have you on tomorrow. Q-Tech, you said you own bonds? Okay. Yes, indeed. Yeah, bonds are real interesting, and I'm a big fan of not necessarily corporate bonds, but I love, you know, these small communities all around the country that are selling these high interest bonds that, you know, people who are in the know, they can't get enough of those things, man, and they're living off these, you know, interest payments, while so many of us are, you know, languishing in poverty because, you know, we're not making the right financial plays for ourselves and our families, man. So you got to get the knowledge out there. You got to educate people about how to get better with that. So appreciate it. Thank you again, all the people, for watching me every other day, every day, whatever it is that you watch me, or in the replay form. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Happy trading, everyone. See you tomorrow. Yeah, municipal bonds. That's what I was talking about. Municipal bonds. All right. Municipal bonds, township bonds, all those little communities that do that. Yes, indeed. Take care, everyone.